Welcome to Module 4, Lesson 4. What are legal citations? This is a continuing series of lectures on how to use the Blue Book and construct citations for your lawyering process course. Citations, just a refresher, keep the Blue Book by your computer during these lessons. Lawyers and law students use citations to avoid plagiarism. Citations in law is used properly to credit sources. These sites provide additional support to our argument or assertions. Legal citations is very thorough, more than you may have been in the past. Often you will be citing every sentence you write. Cite as anything you take from any primary authority, secondary source, or any publication. This includes, but not limited to, the following sources: cases, rules, explanations, dicta, statutes, constitutions, administrative rules, illustrations, or any facts from court documents. What would you do? What are citations needed? Pause this video and decide which of these need a citation based on the previous slide. In Austin, the defendant was younger and less athletic than his aggressors. Number 2, according to the Illinois self-defense statute, force is justified if the actor faced immediate death or great bodily harm. Mr. Geller continued to advance on Mr. Bing despite warnings. In Mr. Bing's case, as well as in Austin, fleeing was not a viable option. So what would you do? Number 1, yes, this is a case that would need a citation. You're directly citing to Austin. Number 2 is also something that would need a citation. This is an explanation from a case. Number 3 would not require a citation. This is a fact. Number 4 would also not require a citation, as this is an application of a fact. Now let's talk about citation placement. Citations are usually placed at the end of a sentence. This will create less impact on how easy it is to read assertions. If they are embedded, however, the citation clause is critical to understanding the context. You can see examples of this on page 4 of the Blue Book. To the right is an example of citations placed at the end of sentences. The court ruled that payment decisions may have a good business reason for deviation from the priority scheme, justifying one creditor over another. This is citing to In Re On-Site Sourcing, Inc., and the citation continues from there. The debtor wanted an expedited Section 363 sale and negotiated pre-petition sales agreements with the purchasers. Citing ID at 822, they negotiated to pay $132,000 to unsecured creditors as consideration of a quick settlement, ID being the last citation. In the example we just read, there would be a citation after every sentence, as is indicated in red. If you're talking about cases, rules, or interpretations, there will generally be a citation following your text. If there is a long sentence with several assertions, but it comes from the same source, you may still only need one citation at the end. You need only to cite after a separate assertion. If the assertion comes from different cases, you may need a citation clause after each assertion. You must cite every case you used to form this synthesized rule. This is an example from Understanding and Mastering Your Blue Book, another helpful resource in this area. Exigent circumstances permit a warrantless seizure without probable cause to believe that a crime has been committed, citing Fig v. Schrader. And circumstances exist when police officers engaged in lawful investigatory functions would be endangered unless they conducted warrantless seizures. Michigan v. Summers. You must cite every case you use to form the synthesized rule. You'll find this to be true in your memo this semester. So what is in a case citation? In this section, we'll be looking at the Blue Book rules, white pages 10, 10.2, 10.3.1b, 10.3.2, and blue pages B2 and B10. Pause this video now to find these sections in your Blue Book. Rule 10 starts at page 94 in the 20th edition. Let's use the example given to you in the Blue Book. What is in the case citation? The first element is the case name. The case name states the parties involved in the litigation with a V or versus separating the two names. Don't forget the period after the V. The first party or plaintiff is on the left. The other party, the defendant, is on the right-hand side of that V. Only list the first party on each side of the V. A comma will separate this element from the next elements. You will only use last names. First names and initials are not needed. In the case of a minor child, you will see initials as to protect the identity of that child. Please note, the spaces or blue dots are very important in case citations. In all citations, pay close attention to the spacing requirements, or you can lose points on assignments. Whenever something consists of two or more words, make sure your underline is continuous. Only break the underline when two different things that are next to each other, such as an introductory signal and a case name. See below. An incorrect format of this would be having spaces in between Jones and the V and Smith. A correct form would be underlined consistently throughout that. So on page 6 of the Blue Book suggests underlining case names. Other legal resources suggest italics. Pause the video now to see a complete list of where this is suggested. Rule 10.2, Rule B 10.2 is the source we use for details concerning case names. Specifically, B 10.2.2 addresses case names and citations, which is what you want to use in this course. Let's try that in practice. Here's a Westlaw case. How would you abbreviate the name of this case? Take a moment, pause this video, and think about your answer. So which citation is correct here? We have A, Cohen and Cohen v. Smith and Cohen. B, Cohen v. Smith. C, Cohen v. St. Joseph Memorial Hospital. And D, Cohen v. Smith and Cohen v. St. Joseph Memorial Hospital. So which one is correct? We can eliminate answer A as it uses two plaintiffs' names, and we only need one. We can also eliminate answer C as it uses the second defendant's name. Finally, we can eliminate answer D as if there are multiple suits, we can consolidate the case names. That leaves us with answer B, which is the correct answer. It uses the names of the first parties on either side of the V. The V is followed by a period, and the case is underlined. This is the correct citation. Another important note is that often legal writing abbreviate words such as savings written as SAV period. Pause the video and take a minute to look now where the Blue Book lists these common abbreviations. The examples are extensive, and the index on page 525 lists the different types. This is where students often make errors, so take your time when looking for abbreviations. The next element in our example is reporter information. The reporter is where the case can be found and read if desired. It is the printed copy of the case. Cases may be published in multiple reporters. Different jurisdictions consolidate the ruled cases and publish them in recorders. The cases are ordered chronologically in a series of volumes. An example of this is listed on the right. The rule for reporters is illustrated in 10.3.2. Reporters have three primary elements: the volume number, the abbreviated name of the reporter, and the page number where the case begins, and it can also include an exact page called the pin site. Think of this as a roadmap of where you can find the case. Pause this video now and explore 10.3.2 on your own. The final element is the jurisdiction, court, and date. In our example, we have a Supreme Court decision, so it's not in the parenthetical. Because this is a citation sentence, we need a period at the end of our thought, or just like any well-written sentence. Can you label each element on a citation that we just mentioned earlier? Try this case of Fig v. Schrader. So we have the case name, plaintiff first defendant is Fig v. Schrader. The reporter is 312 Federal Reporter 3rd edition. The first page is going to be 625. The page with the information we're citing to is 639. And the jurisdiction is 4th Circuit from the year 2002. Let's explore Rule 10 through these simple questions. In a case citation, which is listed first? The specific reference page or the first page of the case? Pause the video now and search for the answer. The first page of the case is listed first. In a case citation, you may only underline the name. Is no other format acceptable? Pause the video now and search for this answer. While Blue Book uses underlining, italics are also an accepted method for signifying case names. What is a reporter in a case citation? Pause your video now and prepare an answer. It is where the actual case may be found and read in printed form. In this tutorial, we looked at full citations, but citations can also be shortened. We will look at how and when to shorten citations in the next tutorial. Now take a required quiz on full citations.